Hey guys, welcome back to Shep's Movie Review. Tonight we're reviewing Kong, Skull Island. The overall plot of this movie is it's 1970s, satellites are now in the rage. Skull Island is now being seen for the first time due to satellites being flown over the island. I guess beforehand the island was known about, but since there's a perpetual storm around this island that they don't really tell us about, people can go into the storm and get to the island, I guess, but you never see them. It's supposed to be like 10 times worse than the Bermuda Triangle. So the shady company gets the government to fund them and give them a military escort to this island, saying that they're going there for a geological research expedition because no one has ever been on this island, so you don't know what type of medicine you might find, resources you might find. So of course the government's like, go for it. On the trip to the island though, people are asking questions about why are they going there really, but no one really gives them a great answer. And people know there's something more to this island, vice what the scientists are saying or the shady company is saying, but it doesn't really it gets brought up, but never really pans out. So we get to the island, the helicopters are flying in like you've seen on the trailer. They start dropping their ordnance because they're doing a seismic mapping of the island, and of course Kong doesn't like that. Kong is not happy when someone comes into his island and starts bombing it, so he lets rip and he starts attacking the helicopters. And that's pretty much the beginning. You know, you've seen in the trailers the beginning of the movie. So people are spread all over the place. They're trying to get to each other so that way they can get off. They've of course set an exfiltration date for 3 days down the line at this certain point, so that way the other people on the ship can come and get them. And then you have different things happening. And let me start off with what I enjoyed about this movie, and that is Kong. If you're going to make a movie about Kong, you better get Kong right. And I think they did. The one thing they did that was better than Godzilla was that Kong was seen throughout the movie, unlike Godzilla where you got these little teasers and then he shows up at the end and you kind of see him. Kong is there at the beginning of the movie, he's out throughout the movie, and he's there for the finality of the movie. So he's not the main character of this story that's falling on the humans who are some are trying to kill him because he wrecked them. Some are just trying to get off this island because they're like, screw this is not what we signed up for, we need to get home. Yeah, but every time Kong is on screen, he brings his presence. He shows why he's king. He fights these, I guess I'll call them kaiju. I don't know if they're really kaiju. They're creatures from the deep of the island. And the fight scenes are great. He even evokes emotion. You feel Kong, which then brings me to the other side of these human characters that come to this island. They're flat. There's not really much story development behind them. They try it a little bit, especially with some of the army people, but especially with some of the background characters, you don't care if they live or die, and you're not feeling great about them because they came to this island and they started dropping bombs on this island, this peaceful island, and so trying to feel sympathy for them that Kong is going after these people doesn't really sit with you. So like the background characters, you 100% don't care about. Yeah, there's some great death scenes, there's some great action scenes with them, but if they live or die, I didn't feel any sympathy for them. The main characters, they're kind of the same. There's some of them that you're like, okay, they're there, this is why they're there, but you really don't give anything about them. John C. Reilly, you would think a lot of people were worried that his comedic action scenes for these movies would take it out of character. I'll say it's 50-50. Most of the good stuff you've seen for John C. Reilly, you've seen it on the trailers if you watch the trailers. The rest of the stuff, some of it falls flat. I do like that at the beginning of this movie they do explain how John C. Reilly got to this island, and so it kind of sets it up for you when the actual other group gets there. But again, the characters, there's no story development. There's nothing to bring you to like what's happening to them or not like what's happening to them. And then the second thing I want to bring up is when the seismic charges that they dropped on this island. When these are supposedly a bunch of scientists with them, and before they even set foot on this island to even check anything out, they're bombing, and then they're dropping them. They're landing some of the helicopters and setting up equipment to see if they can see anything. If this was truly an exploration mission, you would have set down, you would have set up base camp, you would have done all that stuff, and then plotted out where the best places were to bomb, put your seismic charges. So that in itself should have let the military and other people know that the scientific aspect of this mission wasn't the main purpose of this mission. It was really this shady company trying to force Kong's hand to see if he was going to come out and what would happen. So guys, that is my review of Kong. Overall, I'll say, don't get me wrong, it was an enjoyable movie, especially when Kong's on scene. You will like this movie for that alone. The human aspect of it, it's iffy. Like I said, I didn't feel any connection to them. I thought the backstories were flat. So I'd give them 3 stars for Kong. It's very enjoyable. It's one of those movies that you shut off your brain, you watch it for the action, and that's what I did. So guys, if you've seen Kong, let me know in the comments below. We can talk about whether or not you think I'm correct, or if you're better at it, or you thought something else was different. But that's it for me today, guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week.